The Huff Duff, A New Forest Trail, Part 2. Welcome back to Part 2 of the Huff Duff New Forest Trail. If you missed Part 1, don't worry. We've included a link in the description. Although we have never seen any, wild boar do, in fact, live in the New Forest, so let me tell you a bit about them. Wild boar were once native to the British Isles, but they became extinct in the wild around the 13th century. In recent decades, they have made a comeback, with small populations now roaming in places like here in the New Forest. These boar are robust creatures with muscular bodies, thick, bristly fur, and characteristic tusks. Males, or boars, have larger tusks, while females, or sows, typically have smaller ones. Their fur colour varies from dark brown to black, and they can weigh up to 200 kilograms, making them quite formidable in the forest. Wild boar are known for their foraging habits. They use their strong snouts to root through soil and leaf litter, searching for roots, tubers, nuts, and insects. This behaviour can leave noticeable signs in the forest, as they often create churned-up patches of earth. Despite their size and strength, wild boar are generally shy around humans. They tend to be most active at dusk and dawn, avoiding areas with high human activity. However, if they feel threatened or are cornered, they can be aggressive, using their tusks to defend themselves. In the New Forest, wild boar play a role in the ecosystem by helping to aerate the soil and disperse seeds through their foraging activities. They can contribute to the forest's biodiversity, but they can also cause damage to crops and landscapes when their population becomes too large. Conservation efforts in the New Forest aim to balance the presence of wild boar with the health and safety of the forest environment. This includes monitoring their population and taking measures to manage their impact on the landscape and local communities. Wild boar sightings in the New Forest can be rare, but when they do occur, they offer a glimpse into a unique aspect of the forest's wildlife. Their return to the British landscape is a reminder of the forest's ability to adapt and evolve over time, maintaining a delicate balance between human activity and nature. We should have taken a left turn here, but we quickly corrected our course once we noticed on the New Forest Walks app that we were a bit off track. While we didn't spot any adders during our walk, these snakes are common throughout the open areas of the New Forest. The adder is Britain's only venomous snake, with a name derived from the Old English naedre, N-A-E-D-R-E, meaning snake or creeping thing. As the language evolved, the initial N was dropped, giving us the name adder. Adders typically inhabit heathland, open woodland, and rough grassland, avoiding dense forests and upland regions. They generally won't bite unless provoked or feeling threatened. Though their bites are rarely fatal, seeking medical attention is advised. Historically, various folk remedies were used to treat adder bites. One traditional cure involved the fat from a recently deep-fried adder. Another remedy, known as the bag of heads, contained the heads of an adder, a toad, and a newt. This bag was dipped in water, and the runoff was applied to the bite or other injuries. These practices persisted into the late 19th century, though they are no longer considered viable treatments. So if we can no longer rely on the bag of heads, how are adder bites treated today in the UK? Well, if you're in the UK and bitten by an adder, it's critical to know the proper steps for treatment. While adder bites are rare, they can be serious due to the venomous nature of the bite. Here's what you need to do and what you can expect from treatment. First and foremost, you should seek immediate medical attention. Call emergency services on 999 or head straight to the nearest hospital or medical facility. Adder bites are not typically life-threatening, but rapid treatment is key to preventing complications. While you're waiting for help, stay calm and immobilize the affected limb. Keep it elevated to slow the spread of venom. Avoid strenuous activity, as that can increase blood flow and accelerate the venom's circulation. However, do not apply a tourniquet or cut the wound. These practices are outdated and can cause more harm than good. Simply keep the wound clean and free from pressure that might restrict blood flow. When you arrive at the medical facility, healthcare professionals will assess your condition. They'll monitor vital signs, examine the wound, and check for signs of systemic envenomation, such as swelling, pain, nausea, dizziness, or breathing difficulties. If the bite is severe or there are significant signs of envenomation, doctors may administer antivenom, which neutralizes the venom's effects. Not all adder bites require antivenom. Some result in only mild symptoms. Along with antivenom, medical staff will provide supportive care, which might include pain management, fluid administration, and monitoring for allergic reactions. After treatment, you'll likely be observed for a period to ensure there's no delayed reaction or complications. Follow-up care may include additional medical checks, wound care, and guidance on returning to normal activities. Remember, adder bites in the UK are treatable, especially with prompt medical care. By following these steps, knowing what to expect, you can help ensure a swift and full recovery. So, stay calm, get medical help, and rest easy, knowing you're in good hands. We didn't realise it at the time, but this is the Huff Duff, officially known as the Ibsley HFDF station. It's the remains of a World War II direction-finding station. These stations used a high-tech radio direction-finding system to locate aircraft by pinpointing the source of their radio transmissions. At Ibsley, you'll find a blast wall, where the main building, including a 30-foot wooden tower, once stood. To the east are the remnants of a bunker and the base of a building that might have been used for accommodation. During World War II, the New Forest played a significant role in the war effort, serving as a strategic location for military operations and support activities. As World War II engulfed Europe, the New Forest became a key hub for Allied military operations. Its dense woodlands and open areas provided an ideal setting for training exercises, camouflage, and military installations. The forest's relative proximity to the English Channel made it a strategic location for preparing troops for the D-Day landings and other critical missions. One of the most significant uses of the New Forest during the war was as a base for airfields. Several airstrips were constructed within the forest, including those at Holmesley South, Stony Cross, and Beaulieu. These airfields were vital for launching reconnaissance missions, transporting troops and supplies, and providing support during the Allied invasion of Normandy. The airfields buzzed with activity as aircraft took off and landed, and military personnel worked around the clock to keep operations running smoothly. The New Forest's woodlands also provided an excellent location for concealing military equipment and conducting secret operations. Tanks, vehicles, and other equipment were hidden among the trees, using the natural landscape for camouflage. This made it difficult for enemy reconnaissance to detect the buildup of Allied forces in the region. Training exercises were a common sight in the New Forest during World War II. The forest's varied terrain allowed troops to practice skills they would need on the battlefield, including navigation, survival, and combat tactics. The forest's relative seclusion provided a safe environment for these activities, away from the prying eyes of the enemy. Another interesting aspect of the New Forest during World War II was the presence of Canadian and American troops. Many of these soldiers were stationed in the area, living in temporary camps and interacting with the local community. This interaction created a cultural exchange and led to lasting friendships between the soldiers and the people of the New Forest. After the war, many of the military installations in the New Forest were dismantled, and the land was restored to its natural state. However, remnants of the war can still be found throughout the forest, from old airfields to concrete bunkers. These historical artifacts serve as a reminder of the New Forest's crucial role during World War II and the sacrifices made by those who served. Overall, the New Forest during World War II was a place of intense activity and strategic importance. Its airfields, training grounds, and hidden operations played a significant role in the Allied war effort, contributing to the eventual victory in Europe. The New Forest heathland is a unique and diverse ecosystem with a rich history and many distinctive features. It supports a wide variety of plant and animal species, including some that are quite rare. Among the notable wildlife are the Dartford warbler, a small bird with a distinctive song, sand lizards, smooth snakes, and the southern damselfly, a delicate insect often found near water. This heathland is also rich in plant species. It is home to a variety of heathers, including common heather, bell heather, and cross-leaved heath, which together create a stunning mosaic of colours and textures. Gorse bushes add splashes of bright yellow, while rare orchids bring their own unique beauty to the landscape. In addition, the New Forest heathland is home to other distinctive plants, like bog asphodel, known for its bright yellow flowers, and sundews, a type of carnivorous plant that traps insects with its sticky leaves. The New Forest heathland's unique combination of plants and wildlife makes it a dynamic and captivating environment. It's a place where nature and tradition come together, offering visitors a glimpse into a landscape that has been shaped over centuries. Whether you're interested in observing wildlife, exploring diverse plant life, or simply enjoying the scenery, the New Forest heathland has something for everyone. We noticed a white post in the distance and decided to take a closer look to see what it was. As we approached, we found out that it was a trig pillar. We weren't sure what a trig pillar was, so we did some research and discovered that these pillars, also known as trig points or triangulation pillars, are crucial for mapping and surveying. Made of cast concrete or cemented stone, they typically stand about 4 feet tall, with a significant portion buried beneath the ground for stability. The trig pillar was designed by Brigadier Martin Hautin in 1935, with the first one being installed in 1936. Hautin's innovative design aimed to create a network of triangles across Great Britain, enabling accurate mapping of the land. The pillars provided a solid base for theodolites, precision instruments used by surveyors to measure angles and distances with high accuracy. In the early 20th century, Britain experienced rapid development following the Great War. The existing mapping systems couldn't keep up with the pace of change, so Ordnance Survey implemented a new reference process. This involved installing over 6,500 trig pillars at specific points across the country, each with recorded coordinates and height data. Many of these pillars were strategically placed on hilltops for better visibility. Once the network was established, surveyors could use these trig pillars to take precise measurements. On a clear day, they could often see at least 2 other trig points from their position, allowing them to create a network of triangles that spanned Great Britain. This triangulation method enabled accurate plotting of land boundaries, roads, railways, bridges, and other critical infrastructure. Thanks to this network of trig pillars, Ordnance Survey was able to produce detailed paper maps and mapping data. However, over time, technologies have evolved. Today, aerial imagery, drones, satellites, and even a countrywide positioning system have replaced the traditional use of trig pillars, offering accuracy down to a matter of centimetres. While trig pillars are now largely obsolete, they played a pivotal role in mapping Great Britain and laid the foundation for the modern mapping technologies we use today. They remain a testament to the ingenuity and precision of early surveyors, marking a significant chapter in the history of British cartography. We're taking a break for now, but stay tuned for part 3 coming soon. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next update.